Hey, what's going on, all you ghouls and ghosts out there? My name is Mike Macabre, and welcome to the graveyard. As always, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, comment, share the video, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more of my reaction videos, Friday Night Frights, or whatever else I'm doing on this channel. But on tonight's episode, we have another reviews and reactions. And we're going to be reacting to a thing called Five Scariest and Creepiest Things Caught in a Morgue. Um, when I was doing or looking up the trailer for uh, the Autopsy Simulator, I think it's called, trailer, this happened to pop up after, like in the recommended videos, and it looked something very interesting, and it's something that I wanted to look into, and I wanted to bring everyone along with for this particular journey. As always, link to the original video will be down in the description box for a viewing pleasure at your leisure and going into this with my off-the-cuff comments. And if I'm not going to recognize it because I've never seen it before, I don't think. But if I do, I'll let everybody know. But without further ado, let's get scared. All right, ghouls and ghosts, five scariest and creepiest things caught in a morgue.
Morgues are probably one of the spookiest places to visit because of the kind of activity that takes place in it. Because they house dead bodies before they are sent for an autopsy, or buried, or cremated. It is no surprise that there are a number of recorded sightings that will get the hair on the back of your neck standing and send a chill down your spine. Let's take a look at 5 of the scariest things captured in a morgue. Number 5. Haunted Gurney. Here's a chilling video from India. The camera is placed outside a morgue where the gurneys are usually kept. In the area, we see a couple of stretchers and some other medical equipment. Before long, we see something blinking in the center of the screen that looks something like a human figure. We then see one of the gurneys move slightly forward and then a couple of feet back. Then, a couple seconds later, the stretcher moves more than 10 feet forward and again the same distance backwards. After rolling back and forth for a few seconds longer, it rolls off the edge of the platform and falls onto its side.
Yeah, that's definitely not wind. And if you can see if they weren't even moving there if it was wind.
Then the video skips to another camera in the same area, and we see a man walking to a water cooler where he looks to be filling a bottle. There is another gurney in this shot, and we see it move very subtly. The man notices its movement and walks over to set it in its place. But before he can reach it, it rolls backwards and away from the man. He is clearly startled and retreats quickly.
The music adds so much to it, though. Yeah, that would freak me out.
Number 4. Soul exiting a body. While there are many people who believe humans have no soul, the majority of us believe in the afterlife. This video from a Chinese hospital captures something extraordinary. As the woman on the stretcher dies, the CCTV camera records her soul slowly leaving her body. At first, we can see a transparent entity sitting up on the stretcher, and then it gently glides away, leaving the woman's body behind. This is definitely one of the most compelling videos of spiritual life and their existence. Do you believe in the afterlife and in heaven and hell? Number 3. black entity flies past camera. It is not an uncommon sight to find CCTV cameras in hospitals all across the globe, but no one in this Indian hospital expected to catch something paranormal. The camera is placed in one of the hospital's hallways where we can see a few people sleeping on the floor. At the end of the hallway, the hospital's morgue can be seen. As everything seems normal, we can suddenly see a black figure appear out of nowhere. It takes the shape of a man and begins to slowly make its way towards the sleeping people. But within seconds, we see the entity fly past the people and the camera, and finally out of the camera's view. Was that the soul of one of the deceased people in the morgue?
Not gonna lie, that made me jump.
Number 2. Doctor Spirit. It is said that spirits often visit the place where they finally breathe their last. In the video here, we see a man pointing his camera down a hospital hallway in Honduras. There are a few stretchers on the side and a door on the right.
That's
All
creepy.
of a sudden, we see an apparition move in and out of the doorway before completely emerging into the hallway. The being has the shape of a man, and many believe it is the spirit of a doctor that committed suicide in the hospital premises. The man recording takes a few steps back when he captures the spirit, and finally hides behind a door.
A little too
What
grainy
do
to.
you think was caught in this video? The doctor's spirit, or something entirely different? Number 1. Door slamming spirit in. We have been told that spirits can be good or bad, but that doesn't make seeing one less scary. Unfortunately, the security guards in a Brazilian morgue came across a spirit that was looking to scare them more than anything. The video begins with a shot down a hallway. There is a flickering light seen in the hallway and a red door that appears to be opening and slamming shut on its own. As the guards make their way towards the door, the slamming gets more intense.
You ain't catching me going near that.
When they finally get about 10 to 15 feet from the door, it immediately stops, as does the flickering light. For a few seconds, the area goes dark and all we can see is the light from the guard's flashlight. When the lights come back on, they investigate the door, which houses the pipes that supply water in emergencies. As they're examining the door, a loud banging noise comes from the door to their left. They turn to that door and find nothing in the room that leads to it. One guard goes to the end of the hallway and checks to see if a door is closed, and confirms that it is. So who or what was getting the red door to open and close by itself?
I don't want to know.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, because we upload videos every week. In the meantime, you can watch our previous upload. We'll see you in the next video.
Well, I am thoroughly creeped out right now. I don't know if you can see, but that's hair raising for me. Uh yeah, I got a little bit to say about this. See in the review section. All right, ghouls and ghosts. That was the 5 scariest and creepiest things caught in a morgue. Link to the original video will be down in the description box for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Now, I'm going to open up this with a little story. Now, I've talked many times about the ghostly encounters I've experienced in my life. This is one that I experienced when I was working at Northwestern Lake Forest Hospital in Illinois as a cook. I was closing up for the night, probably like 8 or 9 at night, feeding the last patients for the night. And there was a person on dish, and there was like 3 or 4 people on the line serving all the people. And I went to go get something, and this little kind of it's like a narrow hallway kind of thing where you have to go into the cooler system to get some food and whatnot. And I remember distinctly right before I was going to open the door, I heard someone whisper my name, and I went to investigate, and there was like nobody around. And I don't know how if it was an apparition or not, how they got my name, unless they're like listening, obviously, because I worked there for about a year or so, and they happened to pick it up, and they were just kind of because there was like nobody around. I asked the dishwasher, who was the closest person to me, at least 30 or 40 feet away from me, and he's like, "No, I didn't call your name." And I was like, "I told him." He got freaked out, and he's like, "Oh yeah," he told me a bunch of stories about experiences that he has had at this particular place. So that always freaked me out. And that leads me to a question I want to ask everybody, all the ghouls and ghosts out there. Please leave it in the comment section, 6 feet under. Do you believe in ghosts, the afterlife, and demons and demonology and all that? I would definitely want to know, have some discussions about that. You know how I feel, absolutely. I will say that I am generally more science minded. When I went to school, I went to school for science related things, biotechnology, anatomy, etc., etc. And one of the things that I learned is that energy cannot be created or destroyed. So, that being said, when you die, that energy that you have, I mean, a lot of it is in the form of heat, but there's perhaps maybe other energy that when you die that gets released into the universe. What that energy is, I don't know. Is it apparition? Is it? I'd like to think that there is an afterlife, and I don't know necessarily about a heaven and a hell, but it's definitely something fun to think about as long as you don't obsess about it. But back to I do digress. Back to the the video here. Some of them were more compelling than others. The one with the suicide doctor, it was too grainy to make a definitive, oh, that seems like, because I know video is very easy to manipulate and add whatever you want to it. So, I'm skeptical about seeing this stuff. However, the first one with the gurneys and the moving, the last one, and then the one where the uh, black figures like screamed by were the more compelling ones, in my personal opinion. The last one being obviously that's why it was number one. I don't know why people want to investigate this stuff. I do not see a need or want to when you experience that, like, hey, let's go see what's going to go on. Like, I have that natural fear of, I don't want to see what's in the unknown. I really don't, because it could be malevolent, it could be benevolent. You don't know, and you don't want to poke that bear. So score wise, some good, some bad. It definitely did its job as far as creeping me the fuck out, giving me the willies, the chills, and everything in between. So 4.5 skulls out of 5. Absolutely happy with that score for all the reasons I just stated. But I think that's going to be it for this episode of reviews and reactions. As always, if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, comment, share the video, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more of my reaction videos, Friday Night Frights, or whatever else I'm doing on this channel. But as always, ghouls and ghosts, stay scared.